He had made this crossing 400 times. 400 Tuesday mornings. Same lane, same border agent usually. Green card in the visor, lunch in the cooler, work boots already on. He wasn't nervous. He had no reason to be. What he didn't know, what nobody had told him, was that a white van sitting on the highway shoulder had already found his phone before he reached the booth. Didn't hack it, didn't break into it, just found it. The way any cell tower finds your phone. Automatically, silently. You don't click anything, you don't feel anything. Your screen doesn't change. By the time he slid his documents through the window, there was already information about him in someone else's hands that he hadn't given them. Then the officer said it. "I'd like to ask you about a text message."
In October 2025, Forbes got hold of federal procurement records. ICE had spent $825,000 on vans, each one carrying a device called a cell site simulator, something that impersonates a cell tower. Your phone connects to it on its own, the same way it connects to any tower. No pop-up, no warning, nothing. TechCrunch confirmed it. The Electronic Frontier Foundation confirmed it. The Federal Spending Database confirmed it. These vans are real. They're out there now. Here's the thing most people don't realize about their own phone. It never stops looking. Even sitting face down in a cup holder, not being touched, your phone is constantly reaching out for the nearest signal. That's just how it works. A cell site simulator takes advantage of exactly that. It doesn't need you to do anything. It doesn't need you to open an app. It just needs your phone to be on. What does it grab? Your phone number, your device's unique ID, your location, a record that your phone was at this spot, at this time. Now, before I get back to that construction worker, I want to say something that a lot of people making videos on this topic won't say, because the scarier version keeps people watching longer. These vans cannot read your WhatsApp. They cannot open your Signal messages. What they collect is metadata, which device, where it is, not what you said. Anyone telling you a van outside a checkpoint is reading your private messages in real time is going further than what's actually been confirmed. I'm telling you this because what's actually happening is bad enough on its own. His name doesn't matter. What matters is that nothing about his situation was unusual. Green card holder, daily commuter through a Texas land port. He worked construction on the American side, went home to Mexico at the end of the day. He'd made this crossing so many times it barely registered anymore. Like going through a toll booth. When they pulled him into secondary, he wasn't worried. That happens sometimes. Random checks. But the officer who walked in didn't ask about his truck, didn't ask about his tools, didn't ask what he did for a living. He asked about a text message sent days earlier, something about cash work on a job site. No van had read that message. No hacker had been in his phone. What had happened? A CBP officer connected equipment to his device, copied its local contents, and someone flagged a message that looked like unreported income. He hadn't thought about that text in weeks. He'd completely forgotten it was there. He kept his status, but a notice went into his file. That notice follows him now. The mistake wasn't what he did at the border. The mistake was what was sitting in his phone. Something ordinary, something forgotten, when it ended up in the wrong hands at the wrong moment. That's the real threat for most people crossing a land border. Not spy movie stuff, not zero-click malware. Your own messages, your own words, from 2 weeks ago, in a routine search. I want to talk about something more serious now, and I'm going to be specific because vague warnings about surveillance don't actually help anyone. In April 2026, ICE's acting director sent Congress a letter. He confirmed that his agency had approved the use of commercial spyware, software that gets into a phone without the target clicking anything, against foreign terrorist organizations and fentanyl trafficking networks. He didn't name the tool. Reporting from NPR and TechCrunch did. It was Graphite from an Israeli company called Paragon Solutions. Zero-click technology. No link to tap, no interaction required. It goes in quietly. Here's where things stand right now. As of this week, DHS says ICE no longer has a contract with Paragon. That relationship appears to be over, and the confirmed use of that technology was against cartel networks and terrorist organizations, not people sitting in the Otay Mesa line with a green card. I think you should know that. The surveillance situation at the border is real and it's getting bigger, but it's also specific. You make better decisions when you know what's actually aimed at whom, not just the worst-case version of everything. What I can say is this: that contract existed. The technology exists. Things change. The 5 steps I'm about to give you work against all of it. Vans outside, searches inside. Whatever comes next. These aren't tips I made up. This is what immigration attorneys are telling their clients. First, turn your phone completely off, not sleep mode, not do not disturb, off. A powered-down phone can't connect to a cell site simulator. If you're a few miles from a land crossing, shut it down before you get in line. Turn it back on after you're through. That's it. Highest impact, zero cost. Second, switch to a typed passcode before you travel. Courts have generally said that officers can make you unlock your phone with your face or your fingerprint. A typed alphanumeric passcode gets more protection under the Fifth Amendment. You can't be compelled to give up something that exists only in your memory the way you can be compelled to hold up a finger. Go into your settings, turn off Face ID and Touch ID, set a code you type. That's not obstruction. That's a constitutional right. Third, airplane mode before you hand it over. CBP's own rules say officers aren't supposed to reach into your cloud storage, your iCloud backup, your Google Drive, your remote WhatsApp history. Airplane mode cuts that connection. If you're going to hand your phone to an officer, turn on airplane mode first. It keeps whatever happens local to the device. It's consistent with what CBP's own policy allows. Fourth, get a travel phone. Journalists have done this forever, so have attorneys on sensitive cases. A cheap secondary phone with just maps, an insurance card, and a clean email gives an officer a device with nothing worth flagging. Your real phone, your family photos, your banking apps, years of messages, stays home. This isn't suspicious. Given where things are right now, it's just practical. Fifth, know what to say when it gets serious. If an officer starts asking about specific messages, social media posts, or money, you can stop. The sentence is, "I am exercising my right to remain silent, and I would like to speak with an attorney before answering further questions." Say it once. Don't argue. Don't explain the context behind whatever they found. Don't try to help yourself by talking. Every word past that sentence is a risk you didn't have to take. Here's where I want to leave this. The surveillance at American land borders is real. It's growing. 55,000 device searches last year, up 32%. Confirmed vans. A spyware contract that existed and could exist again. Those are documented facts. And it's also true that most people cross every day without anyone touching their phone. The most serious technology that's been confirmed was used against criminal networks, not commuters. That could change. We'll be watching. But the accurate picture is what actually helps you make good decisions for your family. The man in Texas didn't need to be up against anything exotic. He just needed 5 things he didn't know. Now you know them. Send this to one person in your family who crosses a land border. Just one. 30 seconds. Subscribe and turn on notifications. The rules around border searches are genuinely shifting right now. And when something real changes, I'll tell you. Next video. CBP's updated social media directive. The rumors about 5-year account audits are only partly right. I'll go through exactly what the directive says and what it leaves out on purpose. See you there.